This week on the Spotlight, we flash back to some 90s Bulls. Oh, that is some good stuff. And then we're going to flash back again to some Cubs. Remember Mark Pryor? Then we're going to flash back to some hockey. Oh, this is some vintage 90s stuff. International. And the Bears and one of their greatest playoff wins ever. This week. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. Welcome to the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Gilhooly's for Benkowski Trivia Friday, April 27th at 8 p.m. Music, movies, TV, sports. I'll take some of your requests. Eat, drink, and play at 3901 West 103rd Street, right over there. Family Dentist. Lawrence Ferlin, E is the dentist. 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, and more. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. They have great food, drink, and people at 93rd and Roberts Road. I've been there for the most part for the last 7 years, and they're consistent and excellent. Get to the Sock on Thursdays. We'll play some trivia, and we'll have some laughs. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. And now it's time to talk Bulls basketball. The man in the controversy is Scottie Pippen. Of course, you know all about his activities of the past weekend in the games that the Bulls were victorious over the Knicks. And there's a few ways to analyze this before we break into our Friday coverage. One thought is Scottie, a selfish fool who cannot deal with Tony Kukic's situation on a variety of fronts and therefore would sit and pout and maybe hamper his team's chances to win a playoff game. That's the harsh view. The other side of the coin, why did Phil Jackson choose to use Scottie as the passer? Maybe a waste of his talents. If he was going to be a decoy, as Michael Jordan was at times in his career, why not have him out on the open floor? A question that remained unanswered for a long time. Anyway, let's take you to our coverage of the game between the Bulls and the Knicks Friday, a certain must-win situation for the Bulls, and it started out okay. B.J. Armstrong got things going for the home team, and after the first quarter, they were up 8. The JoJo English-Derek Harper brawl, the key to that, as you see Pat Riley looking slightly ruffled, was the Bulls show they were unafraid. Late in the second, a key for Scottie Pippen there, 11-point lead, third quarter. Bulls go up 22 by Kukoc. But in the fourth, John Starks led the comeback, gets it to Brick Mason, who scores it, and then there was trouble. Incredibly, with 1.8 seconds left, Patrick Ewing ties it.
Kukoc, once again with the game-winning shot. Scottie Pippen out of the lineup, confusing the New York Knicks defensively, and the Bulls survive a game they easily could have lost, leading 88-66 in the third. Let's
narrowly averted a game in which we had basically lost an 18-point lead. And a number of things happened along the way to side rail us and sidetrack us. But momentum lost in an NBA basketball game is a big deficit, particularly when you have the kind of opponents that are at this level of the game. Patrick Ewing shouldered the game and took us on as a team and had a great game. We were fortunate to bail ourselves out of that game and facilitate a game on Sunday, which I think that we're going to find a way to do a little bit better job in the fourth quarter. Whatever it is, whatever's happened these first 9 of the 12 quarters has worked consistently well until we enter in that fourth quarter, and we have not performed up to par. And it wasn't just our offense, it was our defense too. But the opponent had something to do with that. And I think that we respect that and we appreciate that part of the next game. Now, as far as the last play of the game goes, Scottie Pippen was not involved in that play. He asked out of the play. I left him off the floor. That's as much as I'll talk about that, and we have practice tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
It was just a wild, wild game, and we're going to have to learn something, and we're going to have to learn it quickly, about starting games stronger, and playing the game of basketball better, than we had even in the last 3 games. We made a mad, desperate push at the end to get the score tied, and even when you have and what they're going to run. We've seen Kukoc do that 2 or 3 times this year, and it's a great pass, it's a great catch, and it was a great shot, and we might have been a little bit tentative on the pass, worrying about a foul or something, but he just got a great look at it, and it was over. So we got to go on to the fourth game. Any questions?
Were you surprised that Pippen wasn't in there for the last?
I don't know what happened to him. So I was surprised, but I don't know what happened to him. So it did surprise me that he was not on the floor.
What effect do you think the fight had both on your team and on the game?
Well, it's I didn't see it, other than the altercation, but obviously English was taunting him right in his face, and that's what started the whole thing. And one thing leads to another, a push leads to a shove, and then before you know it, a melee breaks out. So I'm all for it. I'm all for stopping the taunting and all of that stuff. I'm all for it, but that's basically what led to the whole thing. And Derek should have had a little more control when the push happened, because only the gods now in the league office will take care of that. Well, it had to be just as emotional as the hook they Pat threw in on them. We didn't start really playing the game with force and with strength. They dominated us in the first half with their movement. They were very physical. They were establishing a low post position. They made some good counters off of our fronting. The shot's a dagger in the heart, but you got weather it. This is the playoffs. We made a mad rush to get back. They made a great call, made a great shot. We knew exactly what they were going to run. Usually they put Pippen in that situation, but at 6'10", Kukoc caught the ball in a very good spot, and all he had to do was turn. Mace had a hand up in his face, and he made the shot.
Pat, what were your thoughts when you were down 22?
Well, this team has always kept working. We were very frustrated. We could not get anything really generating, and we just kept chipping away at it, and we had a good run for about 4 or 5 minutes, and once we got that thing inside 10 points, I think the players felt that they had a chance to win. But at that particular time, it looked like a lost cause, but it never is in this game.
Hey, Tony Kukoc, where was your close personal friend Scottie Pippen on that last play?
I don't know. I think he was hurt or something like that.
Describe the play from your vantage point and how it felt going in, all that stuff.
We did the same thing like against Indiana. all the movements, the 4 players on the line, and one of us has to shoot the ball the last second, and it was again, it was me, and that's it. I mean, I felt good after I scored, but
In the midst of your celebration, you kind of shouted toward the stands, and you weren't exactly smiling at the time. What was that about?
I know this is, once the ball went in, I was very happy, but I realized that this is only one game, and we have another one for 2 days. So if I lose that one, it's not a big shot. Might be a big shot if we win that one, and we're going to New York with 2-2 score.
Was this kind of an end to some frustration that you felt earlier in this series?
I don't know. We had same games, 3 same games against New York when we playing a great 3 quarters of a game, and after that something's went wrong. And in New York, they played a good defense in the 4th quarter, very good, but tonight I didn't see that big New York defense.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. More NFL in a moment, but right now, Mr. C and I covered some baseball. Let's go to it at the Friendly Confines. After a fine win, Mark Pryor's mad already because the first question is, best thing about the game, you didn't walk anybody?
I don't know. You guys, I guess, don't have anything to write about because I didn't walk anybody. I think over the 10 days I got 3 really good side session in. Was able to work out some mechanical flaws that that I've been struggling with in and out of this year, and was able to be aggressive. And then obviously after it was the 3rd or 4th inning, I got a little breathing room, and I was able to just attack guys with a fastball, and that's what I did. I just pitched off the fastball, and it had pretty good control, and work down in the zone. I think that was the main thing.
After that first game, obviously, you couldn't afford to lose the second, especially with Kid up from Mayball. But everything kind of went the way it figured with this Kid from Mayball.
Yeah, obviously he was put in a tough situation. I don't know. I can't relate to what that would be like to be at home already for the season and get a call, and you got to pitch in a big series, but. Obviously I'm sure that's somebody they have their eye on, so they wanted to get him some experience, and, he kind of got thrown into it, but, we did what we had to do, and that's, we were patient at the plate when we had to be, and we attacked him when, he got behind the count, and, the second game we played, a really good baseball game. I think that was the bottom line.
Was there more pressure on you to really come up with a performance like that after 3 bad games in a row? The momentum was going the wrong way.
I don't know if there's more pressure or less pressure. It's still a team game. We got to go out and play, and obviously we didn't play well in the first game, and we played well in the second game. So, hopefully we can duplicate what we did in the second game tomorrow and give Z some support. But, I just wanted to come out and pitch and pitch like I know that I'm capable of, and fortunately I was able to do that, and hopefully I can build off this performance and continue through the month of September, and hopefully we have a chance in October to get back to the playoffs.
How valuable was it to you to have a economic pitch count and to also build toward that next start, maybe the first time this year?
It's obviously nice. Obviously I'm not gonna, hang my hat on this one performance, because I've been up and down all year. And but I think the last 10 days after my Montreal outing, like I said, I was able to get some. Obviously, it's it was a bad thing that happened down Fort. Don't get me wrong, but fortunately, I think it benefited myself. Where I was able to get some extended amounts of work in, and where at this time of season you're just not able to. You can't do a whole lot in between starts, just from you don't want to rack up more pitches. And I was able to go out and be aggressive in the zone. I was mechanically felt I was much better. Had much more drive into the ball and was throwing the baseball the way I should throw it. I had a good down angle on the baseball, and even when they took swings at it, you could see that they weren't serving a whole lot of line drives deep into the gaps or obviously out of the ballpark like I've been doing this year.
So Mark Prior will have to be an important part of the Cubs' race in the last 3 weeks. We wish him the best. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and a fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. But first, I think we should take you to a cooling off point, international hockey action, the Canada Cup between Team USA and the Russians. The stadium crowd was fired up, and Doug Wilson gone to San Jose, but not forgotten by the loyal Blackhawk fans. A weird way that was handled. Back to action. Modano in the slot scores for Team USA on the fine pass from Jeremy Roenick. 1-0, quickly USA ahead. Watch Jeremy Roenick, though, with some great spin move action, showing signs of Dennis Savard, who he learned from in his rookie season. Also, tremendous spin moves
made by Mike Richter, the fine USA goalie who was always on the spot, playing sensationally, clearly the star of the game. Pat LaFontaine, longtime NHL star, lights the lamp to make it 2-0 USA, a lead they would never relinquish. So strong defense by the USA down the stretch, and that's why they're victorious over a tough Russian team that showed some great skating, fine passing, but the tendency to be too fine at times cost them, and that's why with great goaltending and strong defense, the USA comes out victorious. Let's go inside the locker room and talk to some happy players about another fine international win.
I've been playing against the Russians 10 years. I've never beaten them, so it feels pretty good. And like I said it before the tournament, we're fortunate to play them in Chicago and couldn't have picked a better spot.
How much is scoring the first goal a key to getting things rolling for you guys?
Well, if it wasn't for Mike Richter in the first period, I don't think we'd even be in the game. And sometimes that's what it takes to wake us up. And we were a little down after the first period. When you get the first goal against the Russians or any European teams, they tend to press a little more and try to do things they can't. And I think that's the case that happened.
There's a lot of subplots in this game, but the Russians are so fine with their passing. Sometimes they remind me of the Blackhawks in the power play, trying to be too fine. Did you see that yourself?
Yeah, I think that for us, the key for us was just to get the puck to the net. They're trying to make the perfect plays, and sometimes that doesn't work, especially on ice like tonight. It got a little rough towards the end of the periods and just bouncing all over the place. So you just gotta shoot it and then hopefully get a luckily bounce.
Anything surprise you about Team USA and the way you're hanging together as, I guess, the surprise standout of this series?
Well, it's nice to win. It's nice to secure a spot in the turn-around robin we're going to be in. But we haven't won anything yet. And I think we've got a lot to prove in the playoff.
With special help from our interpreter Saul Buchengoltz on the right side of the screen, we talked to Russian star Alexei Zhamnov and asked him, first of all, what he thought of the USA goaltender, Mike Richter.
Твое мнение по поводу голкипера американской команды?
Ну, что могу сказать? Конечно, хорошо отставил вратарь.
What can I say? He stayed very well.
What does he feel, despite the loss, about being named his team's best player tonight?
Несмотря на то, что ваша команда потерпела поражение, что ты думаешь по поводу того, что ты был назван MVP?
Лучшим игроком? Ну, я старался, играл как мог, хотел помочь своей команде. Не получилось полностью. Забил один гол, мог еще забить, конечно.
I played very hard. I wanted to help my team. I scored one goal. I could have scored more, but I have done my best, and I wanted my help to win.
Has he given any thought to playing in the National Hockey League, and where does he stand about that subject?
Были ли у тебя какие-то планы играть в НХЛ, и какие у тебя есть планы по этому?
Ну, я приписан в клуб Winnipeg Jets, но это еще не говорит, конечно, что... Ну, конечно, хотелось бы поиграть в НХЛ. Я думаю, что у меня есть силы, я чувствую, что я смогу играть в НХЛ.
He has been assigned to Winnipeg Jets, and he thinks that he feels that he could play in NHL, and of course he would be looking forward to playing in NHL.
Сначала надо еще поиграть в Союзе.
But first I'd like to play some more in Russia, or Soviet Union, or whatever it may be called at these days.
Well, I think they're not used to playing such a small rink. They're used to real bigger international ice surface, which is about 40 feet longer compared to the Chicago Stadium, about 10 feet wider. So they're used to the more, like you say, wide open hockey, crisp passing, fine plays. But when you get in a small building like this, you got to get ugly goals and just throw everything to the net and try to get some garbage goals. And I think we used the rink to our advantage tonight.
I should point out to the fans, we're standing in front of a fan. So, I mean, this Windy City thing could be taken a little crazy. I'd like to find out about playing with some familiar faces like Tony Granato and some of the other USA guys that you played with before.
Well, Tony is a Chicago guy like myself, and it's great to get a whole bunch of us together. Everybody knows Chris Chelios and Jeremy Roenick, and you only get to see these guys if you haven't played with them on teams or whenever. You really don't get a chance to appreciate their tools. You get to be with them for 5 and 6 weeks, and you really see what they can do every day. And the better players you play with, it makes you a better player. And this has just been a great experience. This is my third Canada Cup, and they always say a third one's a charm, and we want to do this in a very bad way for Bob Johnson, under the...
You've got to get to Jack's. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. You've got to get to Oliver's, 6100 West 159th Street for my live trivia, alternate Wednesdays now at 7 p.m. It's a great place with great food and drink and fun. Get to Oliver's on a Wednesday. I'll see ya. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. Bears came back strong. Lewis Tillman puts them up 7-3, and then shortly thereafter, Steve Walsh finds Keith Jennings. The extra point would be good, and the Bears were out in front 14-3. Raymond Harris scored to make it 21, and maybe the one that clinched it. Walsh and the fade to Jeff Graham. Bears win. It is not an advantage to have the home field in this round of the playoffs. This game was reminiscent of the Norris Division, where the Blackhawks frequently killed from the third or fourth position. The Bears came in loose as a goose, and it showed. They survived 2 early turnovers on their initial possessions and came back strong with touchdowns by Lewis Tillman, Steve Walsh to Keith Jennings, Steve Walsh, and a beautiful play later in the second half. Even the defense scored an incredible play by Kevin Minifield, and the Bears romp. Can they stay this loose next week against San Francisco? This week's show is brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop at 108th and Kedzie. Get all your car work done there, like me. The Lansing Floral Shop is the place to go for all your floral needs. Call 708-474-1212. Huck Finn Restaurants, a huge menu, open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 105th and Cicero, and 67th and Pulaski. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.